Good morning, Jeffrey Paul with another inspiration for you. I just want to kind of greet you to this beautiful new day. And I want to ask you a question. Are you in a boat in life that you want to get out of, but you're not sure if God's calling you out of the boat or if your emotions are calling you out of the boat? How can you be sure? We're going to talk about that today. Really going to dig down into getting the answer of how and why Peter was able to get out of the boat that he was in. Fear, worry, anxiety, storms, and step out in faith. We're going to talk about that. But I've been getting calls and I've been getting texts and I'm getting emails. When is the workshop? When is the Abundant Life workshop? Well, it starts July 2nd. It starts July 2nd for 4 consecutive weeks at 7:30 p.m. And we're going to send you your workbooks, the workbooks for the Abundant Life program, your journals, but you got to sign up. And the way that you sign up is right below the title of today, Getting Out of the Boat. There's that, learn more or, see more. Click that. It'll open up a little bit wider screen on your computer or your mobile. And you'll be able to click the link right to this very page, and you'll see all the things that are going to be involved and the things that you're going to get in your package. But there's a timeline because we've got to ship that to you, and you don't want to start the workshop without your tools. And we've also got another event we're going to kick off this coming Thursday. That's June 25th. We're going to kick off with a deeper dive teaching on Thursday night, kind of get you guys comfortable with the Thursday night 7:30 in the evening, so that you're really ready, because we're going to talk really deep about hearing God's voice and understanding to know that you know that you know He's calling you out of the boat and what He's saying to you for your personal life. So there's a lot of things. I've also got the links to our website, also our YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube. All of these teachings that I do every day and all of the other ones that I do or wherever I speak are on our YouTube channel, so subscribe to that. And today, we're going to go into a little tease of next Thursday's teaching, the evening teaching. But remember, it's not going to be, next Thursday is going to be the ability for you to just watch just like this. It'll come right over to the Renewing You Facebook. But when you're a part of the workshop, you're going to have a private Facebook group that we're going to have all the workshops and all the teachings and the downloads and some extra special bonuses that I'll tell you about as we go along over the next 4 or 5 weeks. So it's really going to be necessary for you to sign up. It's not just come and attend. It's a sign up, and you got to sign up through the link. So do that today, because I've got so many calls, because I think that everybody had remembered the original date before I had my eye surgery, that I had a torn retina. Thank God. I'm starting to see better and better every day. But in turn, that's why it was delayed to July 2nd. But on June 25th, we're going to have an open house. And we're going to share a real deep dive into Matthew 14, where Peter is called out of the boat by faith. But let's talk about that today. Today, let's talk about your place in life. I was going through some of my goals today, because as I was doing my journaling, the Lord told me, check your goals. And I typically check my goals, maybe not enough as I should, but I really, really took a time this morning to check my goals. And goals are basically things that are in your heart that you want or you desire or you want to accomplish or want to achieve. But in Psalms 37, it says that God has placed in your heart the desires that He will fulfill. Those desires are connected to what you want, but so often they get scrambled and confused with what maybe you think you want or you perceive you want or the media makes you think you want from whatever. I won't go into that. But in turn, so often our true desires of our heart get lost. And if you don't have the end in mind, as Steve Covey talks about in his famous book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, or Proverbs that says, a person without a vision perishes, falls short of, never is fulfilled. Because so often we put things in front of us, targets in front of us, ideals, goals in front of us, and not really connect them to the desire of our heart that God has placed there. Can you imagine trying to succeed all by yourself, uphill, with a snowball in front of you, or with an army and tanks moving up that mountain? What's the difference? Well, if you're really hearing God's voice, we're going to teach in the workshop over and over until you really get it. But if you really hear God's voice and he really connects that desire of your heart, that he has a plan for you and he's prepared for you out of Jeremiah 29:11 through 14, then you have the power of God moving you towards that target, towards that goal, towards that destination, towards that vision, rather than you on your effort, your strength, your power, but rather Zechariah 4:6 says by his strength, by his power, he'll achieve that with you. See, most people die in life, they really die in life, and you ask them at the last minutes of their life, and they've done studies on this, what are your regrets? And the regrets are that they never truly felt fulfilled. Now, they may not go any deeper than that, but the really thing that they're saying in the spiritual realm is they had not connected the desires of God's desires in our heart for us, the loving Father who planned and prepared and molded and designed us to have absolutely an abundant life. Remember, abundant life, that's what we're going to be teaching, because when you connect to God's voice, you realize you hear him. You confirm that you hear him, and you step out in faith, because that's how you get to the destination that's impossible for you. You can't get there on your own. You might be able to accomplish goals like a financial goal, an exercise goal, a dietary goal, but the goals that are superseding anything that you can achieve in your human nature, your human ability, human intellect, come from the desires of what God has put in your heart. And then it needs God and all the power, the divine power he talks about in 2 Timothy chapter 1 to put you right in that position. How would Joseph in Genesis get from a favorite son, that's the multicolored jacket Joseph that we're talking about, and then get thrown into slavery, then achieve an accomplishment to become the head servant of the household of the leader, then get thrown back into prison, be forgotten, and then be lifted up to the highest position in the nation that led him to save his family and the nation of Israel? Wow. It's impossible. But what's impossible with you or me is possible with God. And that's what we're going to be teaching in the workshop, that you begin to really break apart all the things that we've done in the studies over the years on how God speaks, what God speaks to people, how he speaks to people. How do you know that it's God speaking to you? How can you confirm it? Because as Peter, and we're going to talk about this coming Thursday in the teaching, that the reality is that to get out of the boat and walk on water, that takes faith. Faith in what? Faith that you heard his voice, and faith that you know he's never going to let you fall. Faith that he's going to lift you up even when you weaken at moments. That's a faith that gives you an accomplishment beyond what you could ever ask or imagine. Do you want that? Do you really want to be able to get out of the boat confidently of wherever you're going, whatever you're doing, even to the point of, let's say, who do I marry? What career do I take? Those are big, big chunks of questions that everybody has. The reality, though, is the answer doesn't come between here and here. It comes from here. And from here, it changes and renews your mind, as Romans 12:2 talks about, to bring you to the place to realize it takes God to accomplish those things. But look at today. Here's your homework assignment. Look today at Psalms 37 and look at the promises that are spoken in the Word of God out of Psalms 37 about yours and my desires of our hearts. He's not asking you to be something that is unfriendly to you, uncomfortable to you, undesirable to you. He's asking you to find that and trust what he has placed there is going to make you happier and more full and more content than you could ever ask or imagine. And that is abundant life. So, abundant life. Let's just go over this real quickly. On this site, right where you're at, down below, the title of Getting Out of the Boat, is the relationship of a click link that will take you to the Abundant Life Sign Up Workshop. There's a whole packet of workbooks and journals that I'll be sending you out, but you got to get it done now. And you know what you could do to really bless me and bless all the people that you do this for? Cut and paste that link and send it on your emails, on your texts to others, and invite them to join us on July 2nd, the workshop of learning for 4 weeks at 7:30 Thursday nights on learning to hear God's voice and truly to live and begin to prosper in the life of abundance that God has designed and planned for you. Don't miss this. It's going to be exciting. A lot of new things, even if you've taken seminars or been involved with my workshops or retreats before. It's absolutely a renewal, just like Renewing You Network is all about. It's renewing your consciousness of the Spirit of God, the consciousness of His voice, the consciousness of you being confirmed and willing and confident and bold and courageous, as He told Joshua and Caleb, that you can get out of the boat because He's going to be supporting you. He's going to be lifting you up. He's going to make waves where there's no waves. He's going to part the waters. He's going to make the valleys rise up and the mountains drop. Not you. You and I need to hear His voice and follow it. That's what made Peter get out of the first boat of fishing, where he had absolutely no fish, and a whole day of working. Jesus sent him out. They got an incredible amount of fish. They came back to shore, left the fish, left their boating business, and followed Christ. But this coming Thursday night at 7:30, in kind of our bonus teaching before the workshop, this June 25th, we're going to be teaching on the next time that he gets out of the boat. And that's in the storm. And that's in the worry and fear, anxiety of the boat that he was in when he saw Jesus. And he said, "Call me. If it's you, call me." I am so excited about the power that's going to be released in that teaching, because I really have been excited because of what's been released in me in hearing and doing this study in preparation for this Thursday night. So that's this Thursday night, June 25th, 7:30, right here. And then the following 4 weeks, there'll be a private workshop in a private Facebook group that you'll be able to sign up for right here on this site. And join your friends, join your family, ask your enemies, because it'll change their lives and your relationship with them as well. I'm looking forward to each and every one of you being there. Have a beautiful and precious day. I'll see you tomorrow.